Alright, so we're working on the rear installation of the Raceworks coilovers here.
So, want to tell them first step?
First step, loosen the lug bolts on the wheel, and if you've got a spacer, it'll fall off.
Perfect. Wheels off.
We're only going to undo 2 bolts.
Okay.
That's all that we have to do. So we're going to undo a bolt that... So do we know what this is called that the spring sits on?
Nope.
Okay.
The spring sitter.
The piece that holds the spring up.
The spring seat.
Spring seat? That sounds good. The thing that seats the spring. Alright, so do you want me to just kind of point it out?
Yep.
And then, okay.
I can see your hand.
We're on. Okay, cool. Alright, so next up we are going to remove 2 bolts. They are bolts, one that is holding the shock in place right here, and then another bolt here that is keeping the spring seated, and this bolt is just attached on the inside here.
We do want to loosen the bottom one back there though too.
To allow it to fall a bit more?
Okay. There's bushing in there that we don't want to hurt.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And so this one here is a 21 millimeter. The next one over, I believe, is a 19. Let's verify. Actually, it might be an 18. So it's an 18. So we've got a 21, an 18, and another 21 back here. So the one in the back, like Michael said, we're just going to loosen it. These 2 we're actually going to take out.
Cool. Next we need to, just kidding. Alright, so we've got one of the bolts out for the, I'm going to call it a lower arm spring.
Yes.
I don't know. We're going to jack this
lower
up.
Spring arm.
Lower spring arm, because once we get the last bolt out, the spring inside here is going to push all that down.
Yep. We're going to be removing the bolt that holds the shock in there. And so that'll relieve a lot of pressure. So let's go ahead. We're going to slowly release the pressure on the jack here.
Yeah, I guess we can.
Yeah, we can. Okay. Cool. So the strut is actually loose until we take the bolt out of the top.
Which I'm going to have to jump into the car. And sorry, it's a little dark, guys. We've been working for a while. I'm going to pull the liner over here. It's really easy. It's just 2 little plastic rivets and then 1 hex screw. And then I'll peel the liner, and it's just a little like nut on top with an even smaller like ratchet.
Yeah, there's a nut on top, and then just FYI, you can also do this through the trunk.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing it through the trunk because my spoiler hits that roof rack.
But yeah, either way. So this is the old rear shock. Had a dust cover here, sat on top.
We don't reuse any of it.
No, we're not reusing any of this.
Okay, time out. So you just heard me say to Alex that we don't reuse any of those parts, and that is 100% wrong. So we ended up installing the rear shocks with none of the OEM bushings. If you know anything about cars, it wasn't great. I don't live very far, so the drive home wasn't very long, but it sounded pretty scary. Metal on metal, essentially. I knew immediately once I started driving that something was not right. So Alex and I met up later in the week. We took these shocks out. We thought about it for a little bit and decided that basically all of the things that come off of the OEM shocks need to move over to the new stuff. So the dust cover, there is an attached orange bushing. I don't really know what it's called. I'm still learning my car words. Above that is a metal washer, and that all seats up into the top of the shock mount. Then you go into the car, and there is a nylon locking nut that is attached to a retaining washer, and under that is another orange bushing. So we pried out the nylon locking nut because it doesn't fit on the new shock, and just replaced it with the nut that the new shock came with. And that basically put everything back to how it was OEM, but with the new shock. Yes, we had to learn a little bit. I apologize. I wanted to leave this in the video because we really are kind of learning stuff as we go. There were no instructions for this particular setup from Raceworks, but now you know. And yeah, now it's driving great, and I'm going to get back to the video and finish up the rear installation for you guys. Just wanted to let you know.
So what will end up happening is take this off.
And the top washer.
Right.
This slides back up into the car as is.
And then inside the trunk, once this has gone in, we'll pop this guy on and secure it with that.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do.
So we're going to do that now. Yep.
Woo. Okay, back is all put back together. We're going to lower the car for the first time. Wow. Here we go. Oh, the back is almost perfect.
Yeah, I know. I bet if it needs to settle, I bet it is perfect.
Yeah.